2,000 years ago, on August 19th, 14 AD, Caesar Augustus died. He was Rome's first emperor, having won a civil war more than 40 years earlier that transformed the dysfunctional Roman Republic into an empire. As we embark on this extensive journey of 40 maps that best explain the ancient Rome, we delve into the saga of the Roman Empire, exploring its rise and fall, deciphering the nuances of its cultural tapestry, analyzing the economic forces at play, and unraveling the profound impact it left on the modern world. But before we go into the main video, please consider to subscribe and turn on post notifications because it helps a lot. The rise and fall of Rome. To comprehend the monumental legacy of Caesar Augustus, one must rewind the clock to a time when Rome was but a humble city-state in 500 BC. Fast forward to 200 BC, and the Roman Republic had metamorphosed from its modest origins, conquering Italy, Greece, Spain, North Africa, the Middle East, France, and the distant Isle of Britain over 2 centuries. The pivotal year of 27 BC saw the transition from republic to empire under Augustus, initiating a golden age that spanned 400 years. Yet the sheer magnitude of governing such a vast expanse became untenable, leading to the gradual division of Rome into eastern and western halves. The Western Empire succumbed to the onslaught of Germanic tribes by 476 AD, while the eastern half, centered in Constantinople, persisted for centuries to come. The rise and fall of Rome serve as an epic narrative, a tale of triumphs and tribulations that shaped the destiny of nations. From the grandeur of the Roman legions conquering distant lands to the internal struggles that precipitated its eventual demise, the story of Rome is a lesson in the impermanence of power and the complex interplay of political, social, and economic forces. The vastness of Rome. Picture a world where in 100 AD, the Roman Empire stretched from the misty shores of Britain in the northwest to the sun-drenched landscapes of Egypt in the southeast. To fathom the colossal expanse, we draw a parallel with the contemporary United States, where Roman provinces equated to the distance between Florida and Washington. The Mediterranean, acting as a natural conduit, facilitated the movement of people and resources over vast distances, a logistical feat achieved centuries before the advent of modern transportation and communication. The expansiveness of Rome not only manifested geographically, but also in the diverse cultures assimilated into its fold. From the grand architecture of Rome itself to the eclectic blend of influences in far-flung provinces, the empire became a melting pot of civilizations. This amalgamation of cultures laid the groundwork for the diffusion of ideas, technologies, and philosophies that resonate through the corridors of history. The tedious journey across the empire. In an era where time moved at a different pace, the challenges of traversing Roman territory were a testament to the resilience of those who sought to connect distant corners of the empire. Stanford researchers, in their endeavor to reconstruct the ancient journey, offer a glimpse into the excruciatingly slow nature of travel. The Mediterranean, a vital artery for coastal locations, allowed for relatively swift journeys. However, reaching the interior, especially the remote reaches of Britain, demanded patience and perseverance, with travel times extending to close to a month. This arduous journey from Constantinople in the east to London in the far west was a saga in itself, requiring 7 weeks of determination. It is in these journeys that we find the roots of the connectivity that characterized the Roman Empire. The very idea of a centralized power governing such vast territories necessitated efficient communication and transportation networks, a precursor to the globalized world we inhabit today. The provinces of Rome in 117. The zenith of Roman power under Trajan in 117 AD saw the administrative division of the empire into provinces. This division, a testament to the complexity of governance, evolved over time as territories were gained or lost. Trajan's era witnessed 46 provinces, a number that burgeoned to 96 during the reign of Diocletian, 285–305. The intricate governance structure revealed the duality of Roman administration. Interior provinces managed by governors appointed by the Senate, while border provinces, crucial for defense, fell under the direct rule of the emperor. This administrative dualism served not only as a pragmatic response to the logistical challenges of a vast empire, but also as a safeguard against internal strife. The perpetual threat of ambitious governors seizing power and plunging the empire into chaos necessitated such measures. As we delve into the administrative intricacies, it becomes evident that the Roman Empire was not merely a geographical entity, but a complex web of political and administrative machinery. The rise of Rome. To comprehend the ascent of Rome, we must rewind further to a time when the Etruscans dominated the region around Rome. The enigmatic Etruscans, whose distinctive language remains a puzzle to historians, ruled Rome until the emergence of a republic in 509 BC. The landscape of early Rome was characterized by a coexistence of various tribes, with the Etruscans in the west, Latin-speaking tribes to the east, and the burgeoning influence of Greek colonies in the south by 400 BC. Rome's ascent from one of many city-states in 340 BC to the master of the entire Italian peninsula by 264 BC unfolded in three distinct phases. The conflict with neighboring Latins in 340 BC marked the initial phase, followed by sporadic battles with Samnites and Etruscans to the north. Rome then turned its gaze southward, engaging in a war with the Greek king Pyrrhus. Pyrrhus, renowned for his victories but devastated by the cost, left an indelible mark with the term Pyrrhic victory. Rome conquers Italy. The Conquest of Italy by Rome, a remarkable transformation from a city-state in 340 BC to the dominator of the entire peninsula by 264 BC, was a testament to the military prowess and strategic acumen of the Romans. The conquest unfolded in three distinct phases, each marked by conflicts with neighboring powers. In 340 BC, Rome found itself in conflict with former allies, the Latins. The ensuing conflict culminated in Roman victory by 338 BC, solidifying their control over the region. The focus then shifted to the Samnites in the east, with sporadic battles lasting from 326 BC to the ultimate Roman victory in 282 BC. Concurrently, Rome faced challenges from Etruscans and Gauls to the north, showcasing the multifaceted nature of Roman expansion. As the Roman Republic consolidated its power, it turned its attention southward to confront the Greeks in the region. The war with the Greek king Pyrrhus, spanning from 280 to 202 BC, was a defining chapter. Pyrrhus, while victorious in two major battles, suffered such heavy casualties that he ultimately succumbed, giving rise to the term Pyrrhic victory. This chapter in Roman history laid the foundation for the conquest that would follow, and showcased the resilience of Rome in the face of formidable adversaries. The First War with Carthage. The consolidation of Roman power over Italy brought the burgeoning empire into conflict with another rising power across the Mediterranean, Carthage. Located in North Africa near modern-day Tunis, Carthage was the capital of a seafaring empire that dominated commerce in the western Mediterranean. The clash between these two titans, known as the Punic Wars, unfolded between 264 and 146 BC. The catalyst for the first conflict was Carthage's intervention in a dispute on the island of Sicily, just off the southern tip of Italy. Though Sicily wasn't Roman territory, the proximity of Carthaginian troops prompted Roman intervention, sparking the First Punic War, which endured for more than 2 decades. The aftermath of this conflict saw Rome gaining control of the strategic islands of Sicily, Corsica, and Sardinia, transforming it into a significant naval power for the first time. Hannibal attacks Rome with elephants. Enter Hannibal, one of the most brilliant military minds of the ancient world, whose name echoes through history. Born in Carthage during the First Punic War, Hannibal harbored a deep-seated grudge against Rome. In 218 BC, he orchestrated a daring expedition, leading an army, complete with a few dozen elephants, from Carthaginian-controlled Spain across the formidable Alps to northern Italy. Hannibal's audacious move aimed at triggering a widespread rebellion in Italy, breaking Rome's control. The brilliant Carthaginian general achieved an unbroken string of victories on the battlefield, including the iconic Battle of Cannae in 216 BC, where he orchestrated the total destruction of a Roman army. Post-Cannae, some Italian cities did revolt, but Hannibal failed to garner enough support to bring about Rome's defeat. The Romans, demonstrating remarkable resilience, raised a new army to replace the one Hannibal had decimated. Unable to capture Rome itself, Hannibal spent 15 years engaged in inconclusive skirmishes with the Romans. Hannibal's military genius wasn't enough to overcome Rome's strategic depth and resourcefulness. In 202 BC, he was called back to Carthage to face a Roman counterattack. The decisive Battle of Zama spelled the end for Hannibal, leading to Rome imposing harsh terms on Carthage. The paranoid Romans in 149 BC provoked a Third Punic War against the weakened Carthaginians, resulting in the complete obliteration of their civilization. Rome's powerful maniple formation explore the intricacies of Rome's military evolution, transitioning from the Greek phalanx to the innovative maniple formation. In the early years of the Republic, Roman infantry adopted a version of the Greek phalanx, a tightly packed formation effective on level ground but vulnerable in hilly terrains. The Romans, facing such topographical challenges, developed the maniple formation, often described as a phalanx with joints. This innovative approach involved dividing the infantry into groups of approximately 120 men, arranged in a checkerboard pattern for increased flexibility. The front line, comprised of the least experienced soldiers, aimed to exhaust the enemy, allowing more experienced and better armed soldiers in the rear to capitalize on the situation. The maniple formation addressed the vulnerability of the phalanx and showcased Rome's adaptability in the face of military challenges. The changing culture of the Roman army. Between 200 BC and 14 AD, Rome's relentless expansion transformed not only its territorial holdings, but also its military structure. Previously, military service had been the domain of property-owning Romans, serving for limited durations before returning to their farms. However, the burgeoning need for military manpower in 107 BC prompted the Roman commander Marius to open the army to landless peasants, extending the length of military service. Over the ensuing century, the Roman army underwent a profound transformation into a full-time, professional fighting force. Marius, a pivotal figure in this transformation, also reorganized the Roman legions. The shift from staggered maniples to 10 larger formations called cohorts marked a strategic change. Fighting effectively in this new formation demanded greater skill, but the professionalized Roman legions had the time and resources to adapt and master these intricate maneuvers. As we dissect the changing culture of the Roman army, we unearth the socio-economic shifts that accompanied Rome's relentless expansion. The professionalization of the military not only altered the dynamics of Roman warfare, but also reshaped the societal structures that underpinned the Republic and later, the Empire. In concluding this extensive exploration, we reflect on the first 10 maps that illuminate the dynamic forces shaping the destiny of the Roman Empire. Each map tells a story of triumphs, struggles, and the enduring legacy that laid the foundation for the modern world. Join us in unraveling the complexities of an empire that rose from the ashes of a republic, only to crumble under the weight of its own ambitions. The echoes of Rome resonate through time, a testament to the indelible mark left by those who once ruled the ancient world. From the grandeur of Rome's architectural marvels, to the strategic brilliance of military commanders like Hannibal, the Roman Empire stands as a testament to human ingenuity, ambition, and the cyclical nature of history.